Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Gujarat Narmada Valley Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited Investors Concall meet to discuss the financial performance for the fourth quarter and financial year ended 31st March 2023 of 2022-23. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Nitesh Vagela from Anurag Services LLP. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you and good afternoon. Welcome to the fourth quarter and financial year ended March 31st, 2023 earnings conference call of Gujarat Narmada Valley Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited, hosted by Anurag Services LLP. From the management, we have Mr. D.V. Parikh, Executive Director and CFO, Mr. Y.N. Patel, Head of Operations and Maintenance Department, and Mr. A.C. Shah, General Manager and Company Secretary, and other senior dignitaries from the management. I would like to thank the management for giving us the opportunity to host this call. We will begin the call with opening remarks from the management, post which we will have a questions and answer session. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I will first start with the year-end retrospect for FY22-23. There has been a marked impact as far as commodity sector is concerned about the two factors. One is, at the start of the year, the impact of intensifying war as well as the China lockdown. These two have had impacts mainly on the input costs, apart from the fact of elevated finished goods prices because of the China lockdown. Coming to the overall company performance, on a volume basis, the fertilizer volumes have been lower, especially in urea. We'll touch upon the points of reduction in the volume of urea in the Q&A session. And as far as chemical is concerned, it has done a bit better even after factoring the reduction in both aniline and methanol volumes on an annual basis. When we come to the price part, the prices have been quite robust up to December, but thereafter it has nosed down in terms of the chemical products in Q4. As far as input costs are concerned, they have been all through very high. Now they are showing the signs of tapering off, especially from Q4, after Q4 onwards. In terms of production and sales records, there has been a highest production and sales of ethyl acetate, ammonium nitrate, as well as urea in general, both taken together. Formic acid is also highest, but there was a revamp. So in a way, these three products have been the highest in its true sense. Coming to the capital expenditure part of it, the formic acid revamp plan has been operationalized somewhere around April 22 during the year, and a substantial commitment in respect of the coal-based power plant has been made. 90% of the total, around 600 plus crore of investment, has been committed. Coming to the financial part of it, the turnover stands at 10,227 crore, other than the other income. Otherwise, it exceeds 10,500 crores. Dividend is at 300%, rupees 30 per share. In terms of the profit, they are the second highest ever at 1931 crores in terms of PBT. When we talk about segment, the segment is primarily led by chemicals. In case of fertilizer, there have been losses. We'll come to the points of losses when we come to the question and answer session. So this is what broadly is the coverage on the broad financials. Now I hand it over back to the organizer for the Q&A session.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Nirav Jimudia from Anvil Research. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon to the team. Sir, I have a few questions to ask. Sir, first is on our ammonia production through the oil route. So, like, even if we consider the current prices of fuel oil or the oil which we use, I think some rough understanding and working suggests that still our cost of production of ammonia is coming closer to the international rates of ammonia, which is prevalent in the world, where most of the ammonia is getting produced through the natural gas route. So if you can just confirm this, that whether those sort of calculations are correct and we should continue produce ammonia through the oil route rather than purchasing ammonia from the outside market and producing those downstream chemicals, sir.
See, as far as I am Vayan Patel answering your question. As far as ammonia is under question, we are not producing ammonia basically for sale of ammonia.
Yeah, for our downstream only.
Yeah, it's for captive consumption.
Yeah.
So, as per the contribution in downstream products, if required, we buy ammonia source from the market, irrespective of whether it is from NG or whatever may be the feedstock.
Sir, my question basically is still producing through the oil route gives us a good amount of trade-off between producing it rather than purchasing it from the market, because ammonia rates, whatever it was in the month of December and now, they have gone down by close to $550-600, like in that range, through the correction in the natural gas prices. So still, I'm just trying to understand that still it is profitable for us to produce ammonia through.
Yes, you are right. As far as we still have some margin in producing from oil as a feedstock.
Correct. Because, sir, in one of the last presentation, I think our oil cost was like 52 rupees. So if you can let us know for Q4 what was the cost and what is currently going on for the oil part, so our raw material which we predominantly purchase for our ammonia production.
See, on ammonia, we'll come back to your oil cost part little later. On ammonia, if you see on yearly basis, the price has gone down by 66%.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, when we are talking about producing versus buying, manufacturing company like ours cannot do that on a huge scale. Why? Because it is through the manufacturing process other integrations are served.
Okay.
It is not that if we buy ammonia when it is cheaper, we stop producing the full ammonia and yet we are in a position to make the downstream products. It is not possible.
Correct.
Okay. Now, coming to your question on the oil is still hovering around between range of 45 to 55. Every month it hovers between 5,000 here and there.
Okay.
So, oil cost, yes, of course, they have come down as compared to the earlier ones. Especially in Q4, it has come down. Coal has come down. And natural gas has also come down in Q4.
And sir, what was the production of ammonia through the oil route in FY23, if you can specify?
Yeah, Mr. Vayan Patel will answer that question.
The total ammonia production is 6,79,000.
Okay.
So there is a total production.
Okay. And
out of which you can consider about 40% production. I don't have the figure.
Rough idea, sir. Rough.
Yeah, roughly 40% will be from oil base.
Okay. Sir, second question is on the situation of WNA and CNA in the domestic market. So if you can, because we are also now expanding our CNA plant is coming up in FY24. So if you can just walk us in terms of what is the current demand supply situation for WNA, CNA. So how much we have produced in FY23 WNA and how much we have sold in the domestic market. So if you can first talk about our company, and then if you can just break down between the demand supply situation in India, that would be helpful, sir.
Production margin. WNA. Hello.
Yes.
Regarding WNA production, it is from WNA 1 we got around 3.03 lakh, WNA 2 1.28. So total it is 4,31,000 WNA production we have got.
Okay.
And the CNA summation will be 110,000. Yeah.
Correct. Because sir, last year we have sold close to 1,15,000 tons of WNA in the market after consuming for our internal consumption. So similarly, this year also could be a similar figure, or we have sold higher WNA in the market this time?
Last year we sold 1,07,000 actually, if I correct you. I am Jiten Desai from marketing.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Nirav, last year we sold something around 1,07,000. This year, the year FY23, we have sold 1,15,000.
And sir, if you can just walk us through the demand supply situation of WNA, CNA in the domestic market, in lieu of few more players are setting up their captive capacities, we are also expanding. So if you can just help us explain the domestic situation, that would be helpful, sir.
Yeah. Some of the bulk consumers are setting up their plants, you are right. But that will take some time as far as our information. And secondly, as far as CNA is concerned, we have our captive consumption. So we have a spare quantity is very little for us for sale. Whenever our CNA 4 plant will be commissioned, we are preparing for that. And there is a sufficient demand to absorb the additional production.
So what could be the size of Indian market in terms of WNA and CNA?
CNA, it is very difficult to say because the demand is suppressed because of availability. Because you know CNA is not importable.
Correct, absolutely. WNA could only be imported.
Whenever it is made available, the downstream units will come up and start consuming the unit, quantity. Okay. About weak nitric acid demand in India is concerned, it is around 3 lakh tons. 3.5 lakh tons, anywhere between this, because this is used in some unorganized sectors like potassium nitrate and calcium nitrate. So this is based on the sales of the producing manufacturers, but that demands can go up, can go down because it is in unorganized sectors and largely depends on so many other factors.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, apart from the captive as
captive, apart from what we use for our, correct. So I have one more question, but I think I'll join back in the queue for further follow-up. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of V. Rangan, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Congratulations for the excellent set of numbers, and no doubt you have adhered to the Gujarat government's policy of declaring this one. I hope next year also we will get the same thing. And I would like to know what will be the expanded, the 2,200 crores you are talking about, out of which how much will be capitalized over next year. I'm talking about 23-24 and 24-25 and 25-26. And what is the expected turnover increase roughly in the base of the capital expansions? And why the fuel prices have increased to 1,800 crores from 800 crores by 1,100 to 1,800 crores? I would like to know them. These are all the questions. Otherwise, raw material also cost has increased up. What are the steps taken for that? Otherwise, nothing. I'm congratulating this company for the excellent performance. Thanks. Distribution also. Thanks.
See, capex, if you say it will be around, I am Vayan Patel answering your question. See, within next 3 years, a total 2,000 crore of capex, we are planning to put. And if we consider polycarbonate, then our turnover, if we don't consider polycarbonate, then our turnover will be increasing by about 1,000 crore.
Okay. Okay. That is for 23-24, correct?
Not 24, it will be by 26.
Oh, that will be by 25-26.
Yeah.
But what will be the capacity expanded during 23-24? Anything is going to be capitalized and in relation to that, and any increase in the turnover?
See, capex, capitalization will depend on progress of the project. So by this time, 80% of amount will be capitalized.
When 23-24?
Yeah, not 23-24. Up to 25-26 is if project is little bit delayed, or if it something there is mismatch in timing, then you have to consider 80% only up to 26.
Okay. Okay. But what will be the average loan you have borrowed? Anything? Any interest cost, average interest cost, or from the cash flows only, everything?
No, we are not borrowing. Our CFO will reply this, but normally we are not,
There is no borrowing.
No borrowing, yeah.
Company is debt-free as of now.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Fuel cost only is just taken and told about more than. And one time the employee expenses also you have got a one-time expenses. How much?
See, if you see employee cost, there is an accrual for the wage settlement, which is yet to actually happen. But accruals have to be done because it is effective 1st of July 22. Around, you can take a figure rounded of around 150 crore, which is accounted for in terms of the cost in P&L, and another around 90 crore in OCI.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask questions may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Yash from Dante Equity. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. So my question is regarding the recent Gujarat government notification. How has the notification affected the mindset of the company till now? I mean, you've increased the dividend to 30 rupees, but I think a buyback program also is on the way, right? It's supposed to be on the way according to the notification. So could you elaborate on that?
I would request Company Secretary to respond on this.
I'm Ashwin Shah, Company Secretary. The first point I would like to highlight that the impact of the Government of Gujarat notification, or what we call guidelines, has been positive on the company. However, on the about the comment on the progress of whether other activities are being taken up, being price sensitive, first we need to notify whenever that will be considered by the Board of Directors. We'll notify first to the stock exchanges. So at the moment we are sorry, we cannot comment on the progress or whatever stage of the other activities.
Completely get that, sir. My question was that in the notification that the government, or the guideline that the government gave you, is anything about a buyback written in the notification that you have to follow?
In fact, there are 4 things mentioned in the guidelines. It is also available in public domain now. In newspapers also it appeared, in social media also it was circulated very widely. The first thing mentioned was about dividend. The other propositions about capital restructuring were the buyback proposal, the bonus proposal, as well as split of the shares. So these were the proposals covered under the guidelines for the capital restructuring of the Government of Gujarat supported companies.
Yeah, so under buyback of the shares, the government, the guideline that they gave was the PSU having a net worth of at least 2,000 crores and cash and bank balance of 1,000 crores has been mandated to exercise the buyback option of their own shares. So if you follow the guideline, then you have to do a buyback. So my question is, will you do it? will you do it below the book value? As an investor, that's the only thing I would like to know, because doing it below the book value is going to basically hurt the investors invested into the company.
See, this is the point which the board of directors will consider at appropriate time. This is the only thing which I can speak to you about at the moment.
So can you please make sure that the board of directors, this point of mine reaches them, that they shouldn't do it below book value, because it will hurt the present investors. So please take that into your notice. And also, what is the current cash and bank balance of the company?
Let me answer. I'm Ashwina. I'll just answer your first part. That we all are aware that the board of directors of the company is quite matured. We have the senior IAS officers of additional chief secretary rank, and we have other learned members on the board. So let the board take a call whenever the things are considered, right?
Yeah.
So your expectation, maybe I can convey to the board. But
yes, sir. This is just a message as an investor. Obviously, I'm not the decision maker. The decision maker is your board. So I'm just giving you my opinion or suggestion. That's it, sir.
I will convey to the managing director and the chairman of the board. Surely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the bank and cash balances, sorry.
Cash and bank balance is 2,800. I'm Divil Parikh answering your question. The cash and bank balance taken together is 2,831 crores.
This is before paying the dividend, right?
Before, yes, as reported.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking my questions.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Rohit Sinha from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yes, thank you for taking my question. Just one thing. On the capex plan, just wanted to know the update on this green hydrogen project which we are working on. So what is the progress, and what is the timeline when we are expecting this, and for maybe we know for whom it would be, for for captive, or is it for some other purpose?
Green hydrogen, I'm Vayan Patel answering your question. Regarding green hydrogen, we have already got in principle approval from management. We have already floated the bid. Right now bidding is going on. Still bid is open, and we are facing certain difficulties like banking and other concerns. So we are waiting for clearance from regulatory authorities. Unless that is received, we may not move ahead decisively in this project. So final investment decision will be based on regulatory support. Unless there is clarity, we will try to wait for that decision to come. And this is a pilot plant. The capacity is only 2.16 metric ton per day, and which we are going to consume captively for our ammonia production.
Okay. So as of now, it is under observation.
No, the bidding is going on. So at any point of time, we might close the bid. But right now, the decision is that we have to wait for this regulatory support.
Okay. And question of what?
So sorry to interrupt. The line for you is very unclear. We request you to please use the handset while asking a question.
Just a second. I will. Hello.
Please go ahead.
Is it clear?
It's a little better, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So one question on this commodity side pricing scenario, that we have seen sharp correction in last 3-4 months, and now maybe we are talking about some stabilization or maybe some kind of improvement. So where we are seeing our product profiles heading towards, and especially on the acetic acid prices have corrected significantly, have been consolidating somewhere around 40 rupees for some time. So where that we see any kind of improvement, or it will remain some bit of subdued in, let's say, first half of 2020.
I am Jiten Desai from marketing. To answer your question about acetic acid pricing, yes, it has gone down considerably. It is 43% lower than the previous financial year. But it seems that it is stabilized now. It is normalized rather. So we expect that it will sustain at this level, at the current level, and will not go down further. That is based on the market feedback available with us.
Okay. And rest of the prices, I mean, rest of product where we are seeing what kind of demand and supply thing and pricing scenario?
After all, it is anybody's guess, the forecasting is, because the prices depends on so many factors, and but the prices are normalized now at the level of previous COVID period, and I think that should be now stabilized.
Okay. And one last question, just on apart from what the capex plan is there for ammonia or WNA or other product, is there any other debottlenecking in the existing product profile, or it will the capacity will more or less same?
There are no major debottlenecking is on hand right now.
Okay. That's it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Nirav Jimudia from Anvil Research. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the opportunity again. So, sir, if you can elaborate on the fertilizer part, like we have done some retrospective adjustments in terms of revision in the energy consumption norms. So if you can help us, like the breakup between what was the recurring part and what was the non-recurring part which was being debited in the P&L in Q4.
Okay, and David Parikh. In the fertilizer segment, there are two basically main impacts. One is on urea. In respect of urea, as far as energy norms are concerned, for GNBFC, they have been applied effective 1/7/21.
Okay.
And there is a total impact which is accounted for of around 41 crores, including the areas thereof.
Okay.
The areas is around 10 CR out of this. The rest pertains to the financial year only.
Okay.
Apart from this, in case of complex fertilizer, there are two impacts which are taken. One is the estimate of downward revision of the nutrient-based subsidy, as well as the reduction in price. So both taken together is to the tune of around 50 crores accounted for. Okay. Sometime in mid-May, the new NBS rates are announced. Yes. Around 17th or 18th May, and it is closer to our estimate. What government has done is, as per our estimate, it was to be made applicable effective 1st April. Okay. But government has also tweaked the rates for the Q1 of last year, that is Q4 of January 23 to March 23.
23. Okay.
Yes. So it has given an additional impact of around 5 crores or so. So these are the effects in the fertilizer segment which are weighing on it, apart from the fixed cost increase overall.
Correct. So, sir, is it safe to believe that, like, based on what you just guided on, still fertilizer segment on the current production levels or the higher fixed cost, still we are making some 35-40 crores of quarterly EBIT loss in the fertilizer segment based on the adjustment factors what you just quantified, sir?
Yes, we are net negative.
Correct. Got it, sir. And the second question is on our chemical division. So, like, if we see this year's performance, so if you can just help us explain, like, what were the top products in terms of contribution to sales out of those total reported sales of 6,500 crores in FY23.
Okay. I request Mr. Jitan Desai to talk about this. By the time he comes back, see top 3 products, if you see, it is urea, ANP and TDI. Okay. Overall, I am saying out of the total turnover of 10,227 crores. In terms of the chemicals, now he will respond. It starts with TDI, but the rest he will cover.
I am Jitan Desai. As Parikh sir told, the 3 top products are ammonium nitrate, technical urea and TDI. As far as current situation are concerned, as I have answered the 2 previous questions, the prices have normalized now. Going forward, it is anybody's forecast, and that depends on so many factors.
Correct. Sir, one just small thing on TDI, like if we see the global parlance, I think none of the players are expanding the capacities, and those even with the capacities are reducing their runs in terms of not operating to the highest level. So could be a demand problem at this point of time where the prices are seeing such sort of volatilities. But whenever the things comes back on track, when the demand starts recovering, how we are placed in terms of utilizing our capacities. So if between the 2 plants, what was the performance in FY23 in terms of the production, if you can share? And one of the statement in the press release was also that because of the normalization of TDI production in H2 of FY23, we could lower down some of our operating costs. So if you can just share your views, that would be helpful.
Okay, I am Devi Parikh answering your question. As far as chemical portfolio is concerned, on a rounded basis, it is close to around 763,000 tons which were sold. Out of this, like if you compare on a year-on-year basis, there is a smaller improvement, but if you factor for the lower volume of aniline as well as methanol, then there is an improvement. As far as TDI production is concerned, it is hovering around the same level of production. However, the reliability of production is more since last 4 to 5 months. And that has lowered down the cost, which of both variable cost has been coming down. Realizations have improved to some extent, which is contributing to lowering down of the losses.
Correct. And sir, on the methanol part, I think now the natural gas prices have come down sharply. So at what level we would be comfortable in again restarting our methanol production so that that also turns to be a profitable product for us?
Okay. I'm Devi Parikh. See, it all depends on at what rate we are getting the imported methanol. Okay. Given the current dynamics of imported methanol, if we get natural gas at around 32 rupees, then both are equaling, more or less. And we would like to start our methanol plant, especially for the captive consumption of acetic acid, if not sale in the market.
Correct. Got it, sir. And sir, just a last clarification, like what you mentioned, what we discussed is about the contribution of top 3 products. So is it fair to assume that in terms of profitability wise, I think nitric acid would be the biggest profitable product for us in FY23?
One may assume that, yes.
Got it. Thanks a lot, sir, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Yash from Dante Equity. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. What was the capacity utilization for TDI this quarter?
TDI to utilization is 64%.
And how do you see this in the coming year, in the coming financial year? Do you see it scaling up on demand basis?
Yeah, if you see last quarter capacity utilization is around 87%. So at least we see around, we will try to achieve at least 90%, or maybe, our efforts are to move towards 100%, depending on, NG price and, other factors support, and market also supports. Then our, target is to move at least in the range of 90 to 100% coming year.
And Sir, for this particular quarter, the ongoing quarter, have the spreads improved for TDI and toluene?
TDI and
Toluene. The spreads have improved?
Yes, we in our I'm giving Farid. In our investor presentation, we have given that comparison about the spreads. Okay, although they have improved, it is yet to come up to the earlier levels reported in the previous years.
Okay. Thank you for taking my questions.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Hari Krishnan from Federal Bank. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Sir, since you mentioned about the capex and the bidding that you have mentioned, since you are going almost zero debt, how much debt do you estimate for financial year 24?
Zero.
Zero only. So this all this other if in case if the buyback happens or the capex, it will be met through your internal accruals itself, or?
Yeah, we whatever happens, if at all, that will be planned accordingly only, because company's capex needs are always a first priority.
So you are intending that any estimated debt position is there, or still you are going for zero debt estimate?
We normally take the debt also into consideration. Okay, when we think of the options, we'll take that also into consideration.
Okay, sir. So do you estimate anything, or now, as of now, it is zero itself, right?
Yeah, as of now, yes, it is zero.
Okay. Sir, just one more doubt. Can you elaborate on the losses in the fertilizer segment?
This is already explained in our to the previous person asking the question.
Sorry, sir, I didn't. I joined late. That is why. Can you just?
Okay, we will have to repeat. If it is possible, you can refer to the transcript later on, because we have to repeat the same thing.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag Shah from Dalal and Brocha. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my questions. I have two questions. So what is the price of natural gas currently, and what is the outlook for the fertilizer business going forward?
Our person from fertilizer marketing, Mr. Bilore, will answer your second question.
Yeah.
And about the natural gas prices, they are prevailing at around 38 rupees per standard cubic meter.
Yeah. Currently 38, or was that the average for the last quarter?
No, it is less than the average for the last quarter. And in terms of the dollar per MMBTU, it hovers around $11 per MMBTU. And that is also reflected on an index called GIXI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And on my second question?
For the second question, this is Manish Bullare answering your question. Fertilizer business, as we understand, it is largely dependent upon the government initiatives towards the subsidies. The costing which we are having, when we cost it on the opportunity cost, is higher with. So based on the subsidy levels, for segment of fertilizer per se, it would be very difficult to have this kind of a scenario going ahead if we continue with the manufacturing or the capacity utilization here. So what company is thinking of? Company is thinking of getting into some kind of a initiative into the trading activities of certain other agri inputs, wherein we are having better margins available, and company would try to have those products as trading products in the brand of GNFC. This is what is the best possible solution today if we look at the other companies in this segment doing.
The other companies are of course profitable, but so if the prices of natural gases have come down, then that improves the outlook for fertilizer as well, correct? Means maybe we don't lose money, but maybe we break even or make marginal money. Is that a right assumption?
No, that is partially right. We have been doing so. Any company would like to do so. We have been doing it. But when it comes to the retrospective effect, like it has been done what Mr. Parikh in answering the previous questions told. So there is nothing which we can do because we cannot even change our prices. Selling prices also are controlled by Government of India.
But even if we exclude that 91 crores, I think so you mentioned 50 and 41, there is still a bit loss, I believe.
Yes, there is a loss, but that again is, there is a competition, availability of the product. There are certain things which are not controllable, even beyond the subsidies and all. We have been doing it. If you go through the results, previous year's results, you could see there have been profits which were booked. So to compensate those losses, we are looking for the options.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Sanjana Jain from First Water Fund. Please go ahead. Sanjana Jain, the line for you has been unmuted. You may proceed with your question.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, actually, thank you for the opportunity. I just had a question on the TDI plant. What is our current capacity utilization for TDI 2?
See, it's 64%. We have already answered this question. For the year, TDI 2 capacity utilization is 64, and for TDI 1, it is 99%.
99. And for the coming year, we expect TDI 2 to run at full capacity?
Yeah, I expect to run it at full capacity.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Rusmik Oza from 9 Rays Equi-Research. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, sir. My question was to continue with TDI. Recently, BASF had shut down its plant in Germany. Any update on actually whether they're going to restart or it's going to be remaining in the next fiscal year? It will remain, shut only. And in terms of better utilization, how much does it improve the profitability for FY24 vis-a-vis FY23?
I am Jiten Desai from marketing. I will reply to your first question about BASF shutdown. As far as market reports, they have shut down the plants permanently and they will not going to restart it. About the profitability linked with the capacity utilization, Parikh Sabdil.
As far as profitability is concerned, TDI is still into losses, mainly because of the two reasons. One is the lower overall capacity utilization, and the second is non-recovery of the fixed cost. We have supported the customer at times even at the cost of contribution.
Okay. So, assuming that current prices are, say, whatever, 210, so at what level actually you start making money in terms of TDI prices, sir?
See, it depends on two factors. One is sell price and second is prices of raw material.
Basically, a contribution level.
So if toluene and NG price are
from time to time.
If feedstock prices are moving in tandem with market price, then we might continue situation like this.
Okay. And my second question, sir, was that given whatever the current prices in all the chemical products, how does it impact the revenue for FY24 vis-a-vis FY23? Will we see revenue growth or will there be degrowth in FY24 as compared to FY23? If you can give just some ballpark percentage basis.
I'm giving Parikh. See, this is the start of the year and it is very difficult to say when we are just into 1.5 months of operation. It will be like assuming the current prices for the next 10 months.
Okay. But assuming the current prices continue, at least for first half, how does it impact the revenue in terms of percentage basis?
That I will leave it to a marketing team to respond.
I think it is very difficult to predict actually. the situations are so dynamic always that it is not, I think, good for presume anything or estimate anything on this type of question.
Okay. If I can just ask one more last question, sir. BASF had a total capacity of 3 lakh tons, I think, and we have around 68,000. Who are the other major players who make TDI with some capacity figures? If you can share, it will be helpful. Thank you, sir.
Covestro is the other major producer. Covestro is Ursville Bayer, and they have plant of 3 lakh tons in Germany and 3 lakh tons in China. Apart from 2 plants of 1,20,000 in other major producer is Wanhua of China. They are operating 3 lakh ton plant in China, and they have taken over Bosochem of Hungary, who has capacity of 2,40,000 ton.
Okay. That is helpful, sir. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manish Maheshwari from Manu Group. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, could you help? Could you give us some numbers in terms of the treasury investments that we have made in the last financial year?
See, out of the total cash balance of 2,831 crores, 800 crore is in the intercorporate deposit, and the rest are in fixed deposits.
Okay. And sir, on the ammonium nitrate business, what is the outlook for?
Ammonium nitrate is predominantly used in explosive manufacture that in turn used for the mining activities, and I think demand will persist, and in fact as per the Coal India's estimate, it is growing around 6% per annum.
So the demand is expected to remain consistent.
Yes, it is regularly, consistently increasing.
And what is its contribution to the chemical segment as a percentage of revenue?
Percentage of revenue is the turnover of chemical sector is around 6,500 crore out of 10,200.
Ammonium nitrate to chemicals.
Yeah.
Ammonium nitrate is it is around 20% in last year.
And sir, specifically again with respect to your treasury investments, 2,080 crore is what I have actually sort of picked up from the cash flow. So you said that 800 crores is past in ICD, and remaining about what number you gave? For FD fixed deposit.
Yes, with banks.
Okay, and sir, what sort of XIRR are we making from our treasury investments on
around 7.2%?
Sorry.
7.2%.
So 7.2% pre-tax or post-tax?
Pre-tax. Interest is always pre-tax.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Vivek Nayak, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, any updates on share buyback or split or bonus?
Thank you. About the proposal, I just in the previous question, we have explained that the board may consider it appropriate time the proposal as suggested in the guidelines by the government of Gujarat. At the moment, it is quite premature to comment on any of them, please. And that to being price sensitive, as we all know. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nirav Jamudia from Anvil Research. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the opportunity again. Sir, two questions. So, sir, if you can share the average prices of WNA and CNA for us for FY23 and Q4 of FY23, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Q4 of 23, average price.
I don't have the quarter-wise figures.
Okay.
And
even if
you
the
can-
yearly figure would help. Or the current rates and the yearly figure would also help, sir, if you can.
On 100% basis, it is around 55,000 rupees per metric ton in last financial year.
For WNA.
It is 55,000 in the FY22 and 39,000 in last year on a full year basis.
Sir, sorry to clarify. So 22,000 for WNA prices for FY22, which was 39,000 in FY23, right? On 100% basis.
Yes. 55 versus 39. 22 versus 21-22. 22-23 versus 21-22.
Got it. And if you can share for CNA, that would be also helpful, sir.
CNA is around 61,000 in 22-23.
61 versus 44,000.
Got it. And sir, sir, you mentioned that like we haven't done enough production of aniline in FY23. So was the user industries in India not supporting, or the raw material prices were higher and we decided to sell more of nitrobenzene in the market in FY23? So what was the reason for aniline not operated at probably optimum levels in FY23? If you can share your views, sir.
Sorry, yes, your understanding is right. It is mainly because of the input prices were so high that the margins as compared to the opportunity margins were lower, and therefore was not operated. If you see the figures which are available in the public domain up to February 22, aniline was 101,000 metric tons have been imported.
Okay. Got it. So have we sold more of nitrobenzene in FY23 instead of converting that into aniline and selling in the market?
It is not only nitrobenzene. Nitrobenzene's demand is limited. If we sacrifice aniline, it cannot be sold to the full extent. The comparison is done between nitrobenzene as well as CNA both, taken together.
Got it. So instead we have decided probably to sell more CNA in the market rather than producing nitrobenzene and selling in the market.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for the clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Naitik Mohata from Sequent Invest. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Just ammonium nitrate, so you said that is the most profitable product for us during FY23. So could you just help us with the volumes of ammonium nitrate that we produced in 23 versus 22?
Yes, it is, I'm verified, it is, last year it was 197,000 rounded, and previous to that it was 185,000.
Okay. And sir, could you also share some insight on what is basically the difference between ammonium nitrate and technical ammonium nitrate? That would be my last question.
It is same. I am Jitan Desai answering question. Technical ammonium nitrate and ammonium nitrate both is same actually.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag Shah from Dalal and Broacha Stock Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my question again. So just wanted some again on TDI. On TDI, so if our TDI plant 2 is expected to work at a better utilization, then we expect that plant to also make money. Means that what is that utilization level at which we start making money?
Both are actually I'm delivering. Both are connected. Any plant which is running at a full load will of course have impacts on its operating cost. So it will always be beneficial. Having said that, the positive impacts on the margins, which is a variable margin, may not necessarily turn into profit. Okay, it's a dynamic between what kind of margins we are getting finally from two sides. One is from the yield side, which has a direct impact on the plant operation, and second is the price side of it. So this is a dynamic involved, and depending upon the movements there, the precondition always is for a better and profitable operation. The precondition is the plant operates regularly at full load. Having said that, it may not be possible to make profit out of it, because there are other variables also, especially the input cost part of it.
Okay, let me reframe my question. So what is the fixed cost for our TDI plant 2, let's say per ton, means broadly speaking, not exactly, but broadly speaking?
At full load, it is 50,000 rupees per ton.
50 rupees a kilo means, broadly speaking. 50,000 rupees a ton, you said, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Rohit Sinha from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the follow-up. Again, I mean, looking at the comment at TDI that we are still making losses. So, just wanted to understand how we should see going forward, maybe the top 3-4 products which should be contributing to the, you can say, maximum to the top line, and what top 3-4 products would be contributing to the profit for the company. Because ultimately there are few products which are still on the negative or maybe on the break-even side, but there are only few products who are contributing on the positive side. So mainly on the chemical segment, I would say. So where we should see and how we should, you can say, track or understand that where these segments are or products are going to make a turnaround for the company.
See, in chemicals, all products are contributing except TDI 2.
Okay. And that is what I've been, we are seeing that overall the utilization level needs to be improved in order to get that profitable thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take that as the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. D.V. Parikh for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, I will request our company secretary for the closing comments. Thanks.
Thank you. On behalf of GNFC management, I extend our sincere thanks to the participants who made this conversation live and fruitful. Also would like to extend thanks to Anurag Services LLP for arranging this Concall meeting with the investors, and all other people who directly or indirectly contributed to the success of this Concall meet. Thank you very much, one and all. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. On behalf of GNFC, that concludes this conference call. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.